So the challenge we faced was how do we rebrand without losing money on all the old printed stuff? And we decided it was going to be a quick switch over. We didn't want to do this fade in of the new logo. We wanted to treat it with reverence, and we wanted to quickly usher it in. So it was a logistical nightmare of ordering new stuff, keeping old stuff in stock, ordering just enough of the old stuff. But yeah, so we did like an overnight rebrand of the tasting room, but it was months behind the scene work to get there. For us being a small company, it's hard to pull off because, you know, every time we sell an old logo glass, that money needs to go back into glassware, but now it's going back into rebranded glassware that we can't use yet. So there's this kind of, for us, it was a logistic nightmare of financing a rebrand, getting stuff we can't make, you know, money off of yet. And then the other hard layer there is we kept it secret from our staff for like the whole time. So even planning the release event, it was just Crysten and I up until the day of. A lot of them saw it when they got their shirts like that day to put it on. So we try to have this layer of like mystery around it the whole time, even within our, you know, little company here. And so the team loved it when they were able to see it, you know, one by one as we would reveal it, and we'd have people start helping us roll shirts and put glassware up and stuff. They were super excited about it. But yeah, behind the scenes, I was a nervous wreck, you know? So we got like pallets worth of goods with new logos just sitting there. And I was like I put tarps over it so no one can see it when the crawlers came in. So yeah, we were just sitting on like a golden egg for a couple months, trying to get all the pieces in as much as we could, and then figuring out a time to do it in the tasting room for like an overnight switch. So it was almost a whole bunch of things going on at once just to change one logo, you know? It was a fun ride. Wouldn't do it again. No, I mean, I would do it again in a heartbeat for the logo we got. I would do it the exact way. I just don't want to. I'm so happy if that makes sense. So a week before, I was putting the wood up on the wall that would become our new menu system. And so I would get a couple layers of wood up, and then I would have to hang the chalkboard menu back up so that we could be open for the public. And so I swear I maybe was going at a rate of like 3 feet a day because I only had so many hours after dropping the kids off to work on it before we opened up. That was a big one. The other one, my dad was painting the dark blue Hamilton blue on the wall. And then we had to get the door decals ready for the double doors walking in. And I'm trying to think if there was any other, the whole merch area where the shirts are and all that stuff. We completely redid that, and I think I built that the day before. I built that wood structure and figured all that like midnight the day before, like this is how the shirt's gonna go in, let's hope it works. And so, so a lot went into the switch in the tasting room. Probably the hardest thing keeping from the staff was I was so excited I wanted to share it with them. So we would have meetings in here, and I remember the foam boards with the logos on it that we picked from originally, like they'd be showing up, I'd run over there and throw a shirt on it or switch it around. And then eventually it got to the point when it was decided and it was done, I would either take them back, like our managers back one at a time, and give them the same spiel where I'd show them all four, see what their favorite one was, you know, and there was a little difference there, but they all, when we showed them what we settled on, they're like, oh, I like that a lot. So our managers knew maybe, a month before we revealed it, and the staff found out maybe 2 or 3 days when we gave them, like, this is the shirt you wear, don't show anybody, no social media posts, just bring it, put it in your locker, and then after the switch, go change, and then everybody's wearing the rebranded stuff. So, so we had to get customers out. It was a Friday night, we closed at midnight, so we had to wait till they left because we literally had the roll-up door behind this building here just filled with the merch that we just needed to rush up there. And people were, I think, purposely staying a little later than normal. So it was, I had my sign guys, and they're just like, I gotta put the decal on, you know? So it was like, all right, go for it. So they started on the wall, and luckily that's mostly covered in paper while you're applying it. And then we started putting the menu signs up. So yeah, everybody had a different job. It was probably more chaotic than I can remember, just because it was just so much things were changing, and a lot of our staff were seeing it for the first time, or the whole concept of it. Yeah, that night was hectic, and I remember we still had 2 door decals to do on the front offices, which we still haven't put up yet. I told the sign guys, like, just go home. Like, it's like 2:30 or 3:30, and I was like, I gotta be here early tomorrow. So we got a good 95% done the main stuff was done. But yeah, that was a late night. It was chaotic. We got a babysitter. Crysten and I were here, like drooling on each other, drinking coffee, doing final touches of things. I learned how to tile. I put a little backsplash in there before the wood because I didn't want the wood getting wet or anything, so put a little buffer there. So that was a big thing. I didn't tile overnight though. I'm not that good. It took me like 4 days, but yeah. Yeah, so our plan, what we wanted it to be like was we obviously needed to keep people out of the tasting room because it was completely rebranded, and we had to cover up stuff, and then so we had to have a functioning outdoor tasting room, and we wanted some kind of stage, and we wanted some kind of live music. So we had a small stage assembled. We had one of our favorite bands come and playing, and then I had this I think it's 12 by 12 feet, which is a lot bigger than it sounds when you order the banner, and I had to get PVC pipe, and we have some kind of strong winds here, so we're zip tying it to these poles, and then we're like, how are we going to cover this monster, So it's like get this blue tarp and just pinch it on there, and so that was the best we could do there. And then we kind of had subtle hints of rebrand where we had signs around that were in the navy, in the teal combo. The lettering was the new font, but it just said like, here's a restroom you can use, here's where you can get your beer. So there was subtle, but there was no logo on that stuff. But as soon as the logo was revealed and the doors were open, it all tied in. So it was hard. We had a mobile tasting room for just like an hour on a Saturday. Getting that nailed was a challenge, but people were excited to be part of that. I still get people coming up to me, like strangers at grocery stores, saying, I saw your rebrand, I watched the whole video on Instagram. And I didn't even know it was on there, so someone must have, I guess Crysten posted it on her Instagram or something, but they liked it already, and then when I described like what the icon was, like the 3 elements in there, then they were like, oh, now I see it all, so that was cool. Yeah, so we did the reveal, and then it seemed like there was like a pretty mad dash to go inside. We had more beer options inside, not a lot that day, a lot of people were drinking, so our options got low, but everybody was getting inside quickly, and they were looking at the logo on the wall and the new menuing system and the new shirts. And I think the craziest thing was people coming up to me in the shirt 10 minutes after we revealed the logo, or with a branded hat on, saying like, I love this new thing. I love the logo. This is so cool. I think one of the best compliments I got, I forget who told it to me. He's like, you know what this new logo is? It says that you're not a little backyard brewery anymore. Like, we're here, we're Rancho's Brewery. We're a legit company now, And I was like, that's cool. Like that they would say that just that image alone changed their mindset of us going from like, hey, we're just having fun, to like, no, that's a brewery.